Dear Southern Cameroonians, dear Ambazonians, welcome to Amba Community Hour. I'm your host for the program for today, Babareko. Before we proceed, I would like to let you know that Amba Community Hour is here. It's a place where we build bridges between Ambazonian communities. It's a place for interaction between Ambazonians to share our experiences, seek solutions to our common challenges. It's a place where we promote our culture, our uniqueness, and tell our story because no one else can do it better than we can. Before we proceed, it's our tradition to always pay homage to all our fallen ones, those who have paid the ultimate price in our liberation struggle. We say, may our souls rise in power and let the freedom of Ambazonia shower. We express our gratitude to Ground Zero for all the enormous sacrifices. We thank you so much for observing Country Sunday and making it holy. And it remains a symbol of our resistance against the oppressor till we reach our destination. We do also remember and encourage all Ambazonian prisoners of conscience, epochs, who are languishing in the dungeons of French Cameroon. We do also think of all the IDPs and refugees, and we say, wherever you are, do not forget home, do not forget Ambazonia. It's a place we all have to do our best to return to. On this crucial edition of Amba Community Hour, we confront a fundamental question. How can we, as a united people, mobilize our communities to achieve our inalienable right to self-determination? Joining me are two comrades, members of viable communities who have dedicated their lives to this struggle. But before I move ahead to get a word from them, I would like to first and foremost remind our viewers to subscribe to our channel if you have not yet done so. Also do like and share our content to enable us reach a wider audience. I will now move on to bring my comrades to say a word about themselves. And I'll start with Comrade Lima.
Thank you very much, Comrade Babariko. Thank you, and I want to appreciate this opportunity for being part of this program, great program. My special salute goes to our people back home who have been subjugated for over 60 years, for our brave war patriots on the ground who have been fighting against the subjugation of our statehood. I want to also extend my sincere greetings to our comrades in prison, to Comrade Shea, Powerful, Seko, and the rest who are in prison. Not forgetting Brother Mancho and the rest. And to you too, Babarik, from Chifasaba. I'm really happy to have you guys once more here, and thanks for hosting us, Babariko.
Thank you so much, Comrade Lima. It's a pleasure to have you here once again on Amba Community Hour. I'll move on to Chief. May you say a word to our viewers?
Yes, thank you, Babareko, for inviting me to this program. And my name is Asaban from the Southern Cameroons Associations in Germany. I'm happy to be here today, and I'm also happy that we have Comrade Lehman on the panel. I'm saluting all our people on Ground Zero from Fako to Ndongamantum and all our viewers, our Ambazonians in the diaspora. Yes, last but not least, yes, it has been my special greetings and salutations to our leadership, to our comrades who have been held captive since quite a long time in the dungeons of French Cameroon. Yes, stay put. We will not forget you. Yes, thank you, Babariko, for having me.
Thank you so much, Chibasaba, for that introduction. I've come here again today to talk about community mobilization and the right to self-determination. Ambazonians, it is worth mentioning that we all understand that we as Ambazonians, as Southern Cameroonians, have the right to self-determination. Our nation, Southern Cameroons, is grounded on a legal ground. We all remember that on the 21st of April, 1961, the United Nations granted us our independence, and an official date was slated for that independence to be finally proclaimed. But we all know that it never happened the way it was supposed to happen. And as a result of that, Ambazonians have continued to struggle. Even before 1961, we all know that our people have always come together to seek a way for our sovereignty to be guaranteed. We have always come together to look a way forward. And from that day, beyond 1961, let's say from 1954, when leaders withdrew from the Eastern House of Enugu, Nigeria, to come back to Southern Cameroons to seek a better way forward for the future generation, was already part of that self-determination. So moving ahead, we know a lot of movements also came up because we are aware of the fact that our independence, our nation, had been stolen. So our people came together like the SCNC, on a journey to this self-determination, culminating to what happened around the end of 2016, where our people came out from all the corners to proclaim and restore our independence through the demonstrations, manifestations that took place on the 22nd of September 2017, followed by the proclamation on the 1st of October 2017. As a result of this struggle, as a result of us Ambazonians coming out to exercise our right to self-determination, we have also faced some consequences from our oppressor, La République du Cameroon. We are all aware of the gross human rights violations. We are aware of the fact that our people have been maimed, beheaded, some burned alive. We have physical disappearances. We have our children killed by the thugs, by the enemy, by the genocidal forces of La République du Cameroon. We have our people abducted, kidnapped, and incarcerated, with over 2,000 South Cameroonians, Ambazonians in the dungeons of La République du Cameroon. Our people find themselves in prisons, Douala, Yaoundé, Bafoussam, Bamenda, Boya, and other parts of Southern Cameroon. We are aware that over 400 villages have been burned by the forces of La République du Cameroon, the criminal forces, genocidal forces. And all this is a consequence of Ambazonians coming out to proclaim and exercise their right to self-determination, which is based on a foundation that Ambazonia, or Southern Cameroons, is a nation that had a sovereignty granted since April 21, 1961. So I'm here today with my comrades for us to continue to remind Ambazonians, especially those of us in the diaspora, who have the liberty, who have the environment to continue with this mobilization, which reached a climax in 2016. So I'll move on to ask some questions to the comrades on the panel for us to substantiate on our right to self-determination. And I'll begin with Comrade Lehman. From your international perspective, how does the right to self-determination apply to our situation? And what legal strategies can strengthen our case? Comrade Lehman.
Thank you very much, Babariko. I really appreciate this opportunity. And if you permit me, please, I'll try to speak in pidgin English so that I can get more of our people to get what I have to say without it sounding so academical. So I want to start by
That'll be
explaining
right.
to you. I know, right? My pidgin is a little bit
That's
rusty,
right.
but I will do my best. Where it passes me, I'll continue in English. Either way, I hope people don't understand. The right to self-determination first, that the right for people there to choose how they want me their society be governed internally, right?
Yeah.
How they want forget their councils, forget their markets and be organized, and forget their roads and fix, how much they want them to be taxed, is called internal self-determination. Now, people don't always agree on that. From 1922, people don't be a territory, right? We became a
Yeah.
people in 1922, right? Even further than what history records in 1954, when our parents believed Enugu. A people means a community where they don't decide to live exclusively, for apply the same rules on themselves and for represent themselves as that people with the same identity. So people did not enjoy the same identity from 1922 after the League
Yeah.
of Nations be created. That identity be exists through the UN mandate for 1945, Cambridge for 1954, will be culminated by leaving the Enugu House, right? We can't start our own parliament. And we get a parliamentary system. The parliamentary system simply means that so we need to vote president. Each community they elect its own representatives, and then the representatives they go sit down now, they'll pick person where could form the government, and then the government now could manage the affairs of the people. That
Yeah.
is the height of democracy. So why I bring this up, it be very important for people to understand the foundation of why self-determination it be a critical cornerstone of restoration quest, right? Our
Yes.
people have always decided for themselves. Even during the colonial times, we were not a British colony. We were a trust territory under the British. So the British, they believe we to manage our affairs. Unlike La République du Cameroon, where they will be a colonial state governed like a French territory. British no be governed with like a British territory. It be governed with like a sovereign territory. They will just be there to guide me along the way. So people don't always be custom to decide for themselves. So when we be agree to join La République, we be do it through a vote for join La République, make we form a new state. We not be vote now for join La République, for be part of La République. And that the mistake I want to correct that on record. Oh, people don't make them over the years. And that the reason that we'll get a war going on. And now, people don't always get the internal self-determination. That is nothing to dispute about. But the biggest problem don't come now with external self-determination, which means determining the form of state we want them to be part of a union with another country or to stand on our own. That is the only reason why we fight this war today. So people them they get to decide if they want to be part of La République, which is annexation, contrary to the 1961 agreement we get for Fumban, or we want to stand on our own as the Republic of Ambazonia, which is the former Republic of Southern Cameroons. So the right to self-determination it not be disputable, and that the only legal instrument we will get them on file, we will fit use them to restore sovereignty. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't actually say this, so why we know why decide for just keep up,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
And
Correlima. Yeah. Sorry. I want to just come in for talk about something. Just for add some flesh to it. We already talking. Just for add some small thing again. Say for that July 20th, 1922, where the League of Nations, it will give us as a mandate, it give the mandate for Britain
yeah,
for continue with that mandate for onto Southern Cameroons. But come on, also understand say that mandate will again so it will also be tied to a fixed boundaries. It means that the boundaries then they will be indicate it will also be included for that agreement. Our boundaries will be internationally recognized band will be legal where they will even go put concrete in for
yep,
day.
yep,
So, like to say the information we talk about, it being laid on a foundation, where it be legal foundation, say, Southern Cameroons and Ambazonia, it doesn't exist even before 1951, 54 as we talk. Say we get boundaries away, they already go put concrete for day. We be
yep,
tied to that agreement where we make them for with the League of Nations for mandate, and also it be also confirmed again with the other agreement where they make them for 1946 with Britain again, where it be like the trust territory because from after 19 for 1946 Britain now become taken now as a mandate under the United Nations trust territory. No be again a mandate under League of Nations. So for that same year again, we will also maintain that same boundary way they would already set them down since July 20th, 1922. So I just say we'll just make a more no say for
Yes.
section no day for that one.
Let me, may I interject shortly for you. The problem as we don't make will not be why we define this self-determination, why we get the right to self-determination. We the people of Ambazonia, Southern Cameroons, we lack territorial integrity. The boundaries are defined. Even Papa God for up enough to change them because with the way we lack at the moment is territorial integrity. So, and that is the reason why we think, say, I personally believe that it is by true mobilizing our communities, then reinvigorating, right, that right to self-determination. The boundaries of Ambazonia, Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia, they are known. And we do not want, again, we do not want that they should keep on playing full of us because the people of Southern Cameroons, aka Ambazonia, they are determined because it is their right to self-determination. When I don't mention Baba recall in the intro, Comrade Liman, you said it. I don't want to go to Sundiata and Sumanguro. You understand? But just to mention those particular, the 1922, the 1945, our people coming out from Enugu in 1954, and then this scheme where they do them for 1972 to continue to subjugate us. And then people remind this was done by the gun, by the bullet, because we get very strong people inside there who were not ready for that agreement. That is also on record. So I just want us to know here, fellow viewers,
exactly,
that we Amazonians, we have that right to self-determination. And it is through us, again, going back as we have done. And we not want to say, maybe this thing can be like a Sisyphus kind of a thing, where we go, they constantly, they come back to the same point.
Yes.
Now the time is now for us to be so determined about this issue of self-determination more than ever before. Baba
Chief,
Reko.
thank you. Thank you so much, Chief, for that addition. I think we'll give back the word to Colonel Liman. We will continue for explain for us why we need self-determination. Continue your talk, Colonel Liman.
I don't know how much to thank you, Chief Asaba. I think you almost summarized my argument, and I'll be very grateful for that. So, you don't do one of the greatest things that will help me for do now to bring out the fact, say, it is more than a right. The self-determination of people they face on today is actually a duty. We owe it to our fathers, we owe it to our grandfathers, we owe it to our ancestors. Our people have had a culture of internal self-determination for over 100 years. As you don't rightly highlight that, we don't always decide for ourselves. From 1972, when La République be fake a referendum, the referendum will be problematic because a people that right to self-determination no get to include their neighbors. The problem is when 1972, La République be organized a false referendum where we include Southern Cameroonians and your own citizens of La République. It violates the rules of self-determination. And now why that way you see, I'm here to beg our people, make them understand why La République they actively fight we for territory. The reason I say, want to make voices, it articulate the problems. So the problem I say, they be organize a fake referendum for 1972 for our next week. Okay? Now why do you see the war they go on? Because when there is war, there is chaos. We not get again that opportunity for articulate this to our people. We don't need to fight and kill ourselves to restore our statehood. We are owed our statehood because we not ever be part of La République, even during the German colonial period, after the German colonial period, until today. We are Southern Cameroonians. We are not citizens of La République, even by law.
Yeah, right.
Example, say even when the United States want grant TPS, it explained clearly. So this TPS is for residents who are from Cameroon or people who have been residing in Cameroon. Ambazonians have been residing in Cameroon, so it means for Yaoundé, for Douala, and for their territory will be under occupation. We are not Cameroonians by law. We were part of the Federal Republic of Cameroon. The Federal Republic of Cameroon was a state separate from La République du Cameroon from 1961. History get am on record. From La République du Cameroon, they get independence for 1960, January 1st. Southern Cameroon, they get independence recognized for 21st of April 1961. It
Yeah.
was operational from October 1st, 1961, where that particular
Yeah.
day we decide for join La République to form a new country. We not be join La République for be part of La République du Cameroon. La République du Cameroon be change in name to East Cameroon, while we change our own name to West Cameroon. That was a trick that they played to our parents and to many Southern Cameroonians who still believe that we are Cameroonians. And I'm saying, by law, we are not Cameroonian. If Tiwani talk I
Yeah.
may be wrong, American government be my witness. At the end of it, our people turn that right to decide if they want to remain
Yes,
under subjugation.
Comrade Lehman, I'm sorry again for interjecting. Not be, they are just you are just putting more meat to the context, right?
Yeah.
To paraphrase late Pa Mola Jolly Tumbe, he has always said this because why Pa? It takes some time for me to understand why Pa Tumbe be summarize this thing very simply. Say Njumba, and not be married.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because people that don't go for school of law, they try for talk this. People they can't ask pass Jolly to me say, but this thing now wait. Lawyers they don't explain them, this, and that, and so on. Pa broke them for women will understand. Hear him,
Yeah.
but not be,
Married.
and you
Chief.
will never be married, no one day.
Yeah, Chief. Just to add to that, and just to also support which way come him and just present her down. We get a lot of signs out there because I think say the topic for today now for mobilize Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, especially those of us in the diaspora. Because our people back home, their hands a bit tight. We know which way they don't go through, only coming out to proclaim that right to self-determination. We need to happen to them. I put them for prison. This way they don't die, they don't kill them, they don't disappear. We don't talk about that before. So we for diaspora, we work for free food. Now we get for take again this momentum to the point where the day for 2016. So that why would they fail this? And so we don't talk. Say we have a lot of signs out there where they show us say you have to be never be afraid to identify yourself as a Southern Cameroonian or as an Ambazonian because remember there's a popular video out there where some officials from United Nations will go visit I think President Pobia a few years back where they go with two maps. I think say people that out there they see that those pictures for nothing. Why they carry two maps and go for it because they know say those two Cameroons came together with equal status. They came to remind him with that fact with that two maps it tell a story already. I think our people them they ignore this one and either because of fear, they want for claim their rights to self-determination. Now what would they fear for encourage our brothers and sisters, those who are in slumber, say this right to self-determination way would they on top of the journey. We started long ago. We don't pay a lot of it don't cost us a lot. We not get for the learn one effort, we get for continue, pick up. So the water would fair for remind us for come together, mobilize, so I'm continue for push and forward. So I go make 11 for yes, so if we go for the next question where I want to ask Chibasaba. Chibasaba is somebody where it participates for the building up of one of the most vibrant communities and most vibrant Southern Cameroon's community for the diaspora. So I can say, so how does maintaining our cultural identity abroad fuel the liberation struggle? Over to you, Chief.
Yes, thank you. Babariko. Yeah, because the when we talk about the culture, this is also part. This is also part of that when the Ambazonian man and woman use the culture. That is also part of that self-determination. And I would not like to overdrag it because it goes without saying. I would like to use an example here. You know, like here in Germany, when the revolution started, reignited in 2016, 2017, yeah, it dawned on us, on me, that we were confronted with a lot of things. But one thing that we were very much aware was that we will have to showcase our problem and explain it to our host country through a different way. Because there is a saying that goes that there are so many ways of killing a rat without necessarily hanging it by the tail. So we decided to use this approach, which is to portray the Southern Cameroons Ambazonia cultural identity, and through that to tell our story that we are a people. In 2019, to be concretely, that was from the 2nd to the 4th of August 2019 at the Africa Festival in Tübingen. Through that 3 days, there were over five statistics show that there were about 5 to 6,000 people who attended the festival. And we had a whole tent with a big logo on it that we wrote on it, Southern Cameroon Village. It was written on it, Southern Cameroon Village. We had sent invitations to people who we wanted to have on that occasion because we knew that this is a cultural festival and it was our duty as the Southern Cameroons community in Germany to use that particular occasion to highlight and portray and showcase the plight of the people of Southern Cameroons and Ambazonia. We had guests. We had Professor Ambe from South Africa. We had Dr. Edmund Folofe from the USA. We had Comrade Atam Milan from South Africa. We had Dr. Erzberger Fofana, a member of the European Parliament, who was also on board. We had Comrade VP Ndamni Yerima from the Netherlands, who was also there. Last but not least, from Nairobi, Kenya, we had Comrade PLO Lumumba, Patrick
Yeah.
Lochendo Lumumba, who was the guest of honor. Yes, we also invited the representatives of the city of Tübingen, which is a university town, a very popular town in Germany. There was a representative of the mayor and the local officials who had to our invitation and attended that occasion. In a nutshell, what did we have on program? We have seminars, we have discussions where people rose to the rostrum and we discussed among international people, invitees. We were talking about what? What were we talking? We were talking about the right of the people, Ambazonian people, their right also to self-determination. Yes, but that was not just enough, We had our cultural display. We had our traditional dances. We were out there on stage with the traditional regalia, And then in the tent that we had, we served, what did we serve? We served Southern Cameroon dishes, You name them.
Yeah.
So to be very precise, using the culture out here in the diaspora is the best way because we have, as a community, somehow, as we were in the making in 2017, we made some assumptions thinking that everybody knew about the sufferings and the plight of our people going on the ground. But when we approached the people, we were very much surprised that very few of them knew about that. So we knew that through this approach of showing our identity, who we are, through our regalia, we did that recently last year on the 7th, 2024, 2/7 meet. That was the 7th of July.
Yeah.
We were here in the vicinity, here in Munich, at the Munich International Festival of Cultures, where a performance. We perform a variety of dances from Southern Cameroons and Ambazonia. And the quintessence of this is what? We are not just out there doing it, yes. We share information. We have our stand with information material that talks elaborately about the figures that we've just heard here, about the villages that have been burnt down. We have some info material that we share with the people who come to discuss with us. Just like on that, during the International Festival of Cultures at West Park in Munich, we had a member of the Bavarian Parliament, and the city mayor, the third city mayor, who after our performance, they came to our information stand to share so that we sat there and we had some discussions. So why am I saying all this? Because it's a platform that we, as Ambazonians, Southern Cameroons, out here in the diaspora, we should not shy away from doing that because that is what we have.
Yeah.
That is the
Chief.
tool that we have in our back.
Great. Chief, if I come in here, Chief.
Yes, yes.
Yes. And also you mentioned some prominent people, the way they come attend that festival where we take place for 2019. It was a very great festival, one of the greatest. We don't take place since we're there for diaspora here, for continue with the mobilization. I think it's the right time to do the start. And we also see some impact from the outcome where we come from that such a festival. So you already mentioned, I think say somebody like PLO, remember, if I quite remember, say, they talk many times about our struggle, right? So now one of the fruit of
Exactly.
that, for that kind of event, we'll get and so way now, so we'll make a cultural event, cultural festival for diaspora. And now there's a way that will take come for fuel the revision struggle because you dey drag people, they make they come for una, they can't know more about una, for ask una questions them, una answer the question them. So when they go somewhere, so if you continue now, for that talk about the struggle. So that because the struggle about Ambazonia is not about us. When it involve the international community, then our struggle it gain traction. You know, it get that international recognition, and I believe say it play a very very important role for take we go closer to our goal. I want to talk today. So, what's Martin say? We really want to thank all the Southern Cameroonians and way they there for that community where they do that great work for that time. And we say that what they do, it don't bear a lot of fruits. Where maybe some many people don't even know the hard work where they do on the ground before they even come for that kind of event. For even get somebody like PLO for the way, where I see the go now back for day now, it get a better understanding of Southern Cameroons and Ambazonia. And if you go some people talk, if you talk better, with some facts them, with some things away, if we not get that kind of event them, we not feel really interact with you. So I feel a very good work now when I'm doing for that year. Thank you so much for that contribution. Okay, Chief.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, just to stay a bit, 1 or 2 minutes again, or half a minute on that about the cultural manifestation. It is a way also for us as Ambazonians to educate our host country. As I said earlier in the beginning, we should not make assumptions that they know about our plight. And it is our right, the right, inalienable right, as we said it earlier, for Southern Cameroons, aka Ambazonia, it is to have self-determination. And through these cultural manifestations that we do in the diaspora, that is at least a tool that I know personally that it works. I know that this tool works.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
also a tool that
Yeah.
I will really advise and love to see many of our brothers and sisters out here in the diaspora emulate, because I remember the last program we did talk about why are so many of us out here who are free out here, why are they still carry some kind of fear in them to really show that identity that they are from Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. And
Yeah.
through such a cultural manifestation, we are just buttressing that fact that yes, now we be this, here we
Yeah.
are.
You are proud of who we are. Yeah. Okay, Chief. Let me give the word back to Comrade Man. Maybe he's we're able to contribute now better. Over to you, Comrade Lima.
Yeah, can
Maybe
you guys hear me now?
5 on 5.
yes, better. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to thank Chief Asaba for bringing that out because Asabi the talk for 2017, Comrade Ayok Tabe, he put out the proclamation of our restoration. That was the finality of our internal self-determination. Where we'll be lacking now, and as Chief Asaba don't talk, what is about us completing the external self-determination, which is a completely restoration of our statehood, right? So will people they now for the various communities them abroad, because back home our people cannot speak. If them come out for talk, they could kill them on the spot, right? The police they shoot on sight, the military they shoot on sight. Now the people they have the diaspora, they will come out in their communities, organize themselves, and then they present the case for our external self-determination. And I want to hold all of us liable for this omission. Since we come with Ayokabe, he complete the internal self-determination, right? Oh, people that agree say they want to separate from La Republic, right? Comrade Ayokabe, he do his job. He do the proclamation. This is the will of the people. They have come out 100% in Boya, in Bamenda, in all the villages.
say they stand as a people that they want to restore their statehood, right? He do his job, right, as the then guardian for restoration.
Yeah.
But now, since then, we don't lag behind, right? It is now for the diaspora to come together, organize their communities, and then they complete the external self-determination. And through the cultural integration, where Chief Asaba don't bring her out, well, if we complete those, because it's our job now to educate the external world that our people are trying to restore their statehood. They have agreed since 2017 to restore their statehood. But now we are being stopped by La République du Cameroon by killing us. So if our people they want to come out, they will kill them. So not only we for the diaspora will be at liberty for organize yourself into communities and present this case for the external self-determination to our people. So
Correct.
the best say make we copy the example of Germany. Make Ambazonians then worldwide, then form communities as the German community, then highlight the identity we get am, our territorial integrity where it don't be violated by the Republic, and our form of government. We get a parliamentary government. We don't get a presidential government. Okay, we get a Anglo-Saxon culture. We get the common law. Those are separate jurisdictions, separate from La République du Cameroon, where they get a Napoleonic francophone system, then get a presidential system, then get what we call a droit civil. We get common law, then get droit civil. These things, our people, they don't fail to highlight them properly. And when I talk about our people, I talk about the diaspora. Okay, they people back home have done their job. There is nothing Ground Zero can do again to change the status quo. They have proclaimed our internal self-determination. The only problem is the external self-determination, which will be our duty for bring it to the attention of the world. So now why that way community mobilization it takes preeminence. And I call on all the Ambazonian groups, Ambazonian leaders, community leaders, stakeholders, activists to join their communities, mobilize their communities, so that we present this case, not just for their host countries, but for the international community, make them execute this duty where they owe us as a people. Ambazonians
Yeah.
are a people, we are owed the duty of self-determination. When I talk about self-determination, I'm talking about external self-determination. We have completed the job with the internal self-determination. What we need now is to work hard, come together, work hard to execute our external self-determination. And I hope say all of us will finally come together, not as groups, not as governments, but as the people of Southern Cameroons. We call for the restoration of our statehood. Our people have already made up their mind. Now they count on us. So now why that way you see, I always come, I beg for the peaceful permanent solution where our people they will organize themselves in their various communities. They will remind the world, say, listen, the war is going on because now we don't want to face reality. Say our people have
Yeah.
grown up and we are ready for external self-determination. So the killing exchange from ground
Okay.
zero now a mask where it dey try for hide the fact say our people don't decide say enough is enough. We want to restore our statehood. So make we not focus on the killing exchange is for us to organize ourselves and fight for the right to self-determination and for restore our statehood. Thank you very much, Baba Eko, for this opportunity.
No, thank you, Kolima. I've been letting you for talk because I've been not say some point with some question there about ask you, you don't really answer them for that question. So thank you so much for that input. My next question will go for Chief, and I think say we'll return on the program in the next 5 minutes, highest. Where I want to ask you as well, I say we often hear about international pressure. So now which kind of action will we do? Ordinary Amazonians if you do, so that if you amplify the global advocacy. Over, Chief.
Yes, this is really something which it might sound so simple, right?
Yeah.
To accomplish, but it's something that you really have to constantly remind yourself. This, I mean, to amplify our global advocacy. What can the ordinary Ambazonian man and woman do? We organize protests. You start by protesting and say, hey, I cannot fold my arms, sit and watch while our people are being maimed, our children are being raped. Why do you sit? Do you enjoy it when you have those things that our people are being killed? You can do something for yourself. We write petitions. Light the plight of the Ambazonian identity. I did mention this, that this is something that you can do ordinary, like an ordinary man and woman on the street in the diaspora, wherever you are. When we have this community, we have done that, a program on that. We have the possibility, to as a community, to provide support for some of our members who face legal challenges. Yeah, these are things that we encounter as our people are on the run. They are not running to a land of milk and honey. There are challenges there. So we support the Ambazonian man and woman in case of when they face legal challenges. And you exercise your civil right by, especially some of us who can do so. And I know there are many of us Ambazonians out here who have that opportunity to vote, to approach their parliamentarians in their various localities, but they don't do so. Please, it's never too late to do that. And last but not least, but it is very important, do not miss the opportunity to constantly educate your host, wherever you are, your host country. Because as I said, and I will constantly say it, we do make the assumption that they know that we, the people from Southern Cameroons and Ambazonia, that we are being killed by the French Cameroon government. Yes, do not make that assumption, people. So there are quite a number of good things here that the
Yeah.
ordinary Ambazonian man and woman can do, really to amplify our global advocacy. The list
Thank
goes on
you.
and on and on, but let me end here.
Thank you so much, Chief, for being concise and precise on those points that we give us. So we hope say the listing well for all our comrades and for our community, say made a rise from slumber, for exercise these rights and for continue to think about our people, for continue to think about our homeland, and for always remember, say, even the countries and where we would stay for day, they will get their own hard times, and people they will fight for get freedom for that country. People they will fight for even get the rights or whether they even enjoy and also. So we think say as we go out for see things and for anywhere we they around, we will not forget say our people them they need us, they need our help, they need our assistance because they be part of us. So I think say as time don't be short now, it go like say we conclude, maybe we give our final statements then for this program for today so that we'll feel tear them down. And I'll give the word for Comrade Lehman. If something the way if you Adam before you make a conclusive statement, you go ahead. But we'll not get much time again. Over to you, Comrade Lehman.
Yeah, I want to thank you very much for this opportunity, and I want to use this opportunity to call on the Southern Cameroonian community abroad. Again, my message is not for the Southern Cameroonians on ground zero. They have completed their own job. We people them abroad, we need to come back together and we organize ourselves. We present ourselves as a people. The first step is for us to register ourselves. I think we don't talk about this for the previous episodes. We register our communities, make our host country, they know say we are there as a people. We are not there as an individual. We are there as an exiled, subjugated community. That's the first thing we need to do. The second thing we need to do is for us to present our identity, our exclusive identity, which is not like Republic of Cameroon. We are Southern Cameroonians, right? We have to present that unique identity to our people. And thirdly, we have to coordinate our activities, right? And present a united front to the external world. Okay, it is true we have a parliamentary system where you have many parties, right, and organizations in the polity of our society. But we need to form a united front for the purposes of external self-determination. Okay, so those are the steps we need to take. As long as we take those steps, self-determination is just a matter of time. Our people will have it. So my call again is to the Ambazonian community worldwide. Let's come out. Our cause is just. It is legal. Nobody can be arrested and deported for asking the right to self-determination. Again, I want to put this in context because we have rumors going out there that no, if you're an Ambazonian out here, you can be arrested and deported. No, you cannot, because we have the Geneva Convention that covers all Ambazonians. It's called Convention Against Torture. Article 3 prevents any Ambazonian from being deported back where he or she will be tortured by La Republic. And I think that as we build these communities, we will have that opportunity to provide this framework for all Ambazonians worldwide. So I'm begging on our people to join me. Let's build this strong Ambazonian community worldwide, and we can go back to work and make sure that our statehood is restored. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Comrade Liman, for your conclusive statements, and thank you so much for the contributions that you've made on the program today. I'll give the mic to Chief Asaba. Over.
Yes, thank you, Comrade Liman. You summarized actually what I would have said, but let me say this. I believe in the principle that we have to act collectively, and my personal motto is that I think global in the context of Ambazonia and I act locally, okay? Think global when Ambazonia is concerned, but do not miss the opportunity to act locally. What does that mean? Translate that global thought in you as an Ambazonia into local actions. And I thank you, my people, those listening to us on the ground, from Pako to Ndonga Matung, and those out in the diaspora, that you stay put, because Amba Community Hour is what, as the host just says, it's a platform where we come to share ideas. Thank you for having me, and it was nice to have you here also on the program, Comrade Liman. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Asaba, for that conclusion, and I would like to thank our viewers who have stayed on this program right to the end. I thank our technical team for making this program, for making it possible for this program to be watched on our channel, Amber Community Hour channel. And I would once more remind our viewers to share our content, to subscribe to our channel, and also like our contents. This content to reach out to as many Amazonians as possible because of its importance. And today we have been here on this program today with Comrade Liman from the Amazonian community in the USA, Comrade Chief Asaba from the Amazonian community in Germany. And we have talked today about community mobilization and the right to self-determination. So we look forward again to seeing you on our next program. Until then, bye-bye.